another, hundreds of them, hundreds of them. All the companies, Ladder 12, 52, Engine 3, all the ones from Lower Manhattan, all the ones from Brooklyn, then the responders from Midtown, then the responders from up Central Park, all of them, hundreds, thousands, circling the area, getting on there. And they were still, when we were there, still searching, still going through the debris. It was just a sight I will never, ever forget. I asked the commander-in-chief at that time if we can go up Canal Street, and for those of us who were there and know where I mean, Canal Street would be basically like from the up on top of the hill, about 2 blocks away, but it's not a hill, it's level. About 2 blocks away, the smell was still there. 3 blocks away, the smell was still there. And we met, there was a restaurant, all the restaurants down Canal Street, Houston Street, Wall Street, they were all open 24/7, never charged a penny to the firefighters, the policemen, the first responders, the medics. And they nourished them the best they could. Truckload after truckload after truckload of water and supplies were pouring in from all over the country. It was just something that, it was amazing. I tried to convey the best I can back here in Pennsylvania, 5 hours away, as we said earlier. But I spoke to several police officers who were there that day. I spoke to several firefighters who were there that day. And you know, the first thing they said was, I feel sorry for the office people. I feel sorry for the people who never knew what happened, who never had a chance. It was just instantaneous. Just a pure, massive explosion that disintegrated our human lives. I think, looking back at it, it's something I can certainly tell my grandchildren, and it's certainly something I can live with the rest of my days on this planet. But there's something that President Bush said, and he just said it just recently. They showed the interview of him on the Nat Geo channel. He said, you know, we retaliated, we responded. It was certainly an attack on America, the first time ever to that magnitude. It was an attack on our Pentagon. There's a gentleman from Troy who is in the Arlington Police Department down in Virginia. He was on duty that morning. And airspace in the Pentagon is very similar to airspace at the World Trade Center in New York City. You can't do it. And he thought it was a distressed plane. I would say he was maybe a football field away when he heard the engines getting louder and louder and this plane descending at a very rapid speed. And from across the highway, he saw the plane hit the Pentagon. And he too can't speak of it because he had colleagues that he lost that day. Going back when I first started this, in the early days of my youth, traveling to New York City, I met a lot of firemen. The old days of the Dalmatian dog on top of the fire truck, you can picture that. Ladder 12 still has it to this day, but I remember as a child asking one of the firefighters if I could slide down the pole and do everything a kid would do, that they still do today. And then as an adult looking back at it and just thinking, saying, wow, how can this be? And to use your words, Bob, it's something that we'll never forget. How can we? But getting back to President Bush, I want to just close with this and say that, you know, he said something, he was quoting Osama bin Laden. And no matter what you think about bin Laden, no matter what you think about the terrorists, no matter what you think about the whole world situation today, then, past, present, whatever, one thing Osama told his people, he says, you know, America will never be the same. And if we can just take those words and digest it, he's right. He is exactly right. Look what we have to go through today just to go catch a flight to go from Elmira to Florida. So, yeah, he was defeated. Yes, we did. We were victorious in doing what we're doing. We're still over there cleaning up a lot of hatred, as Bob said. It's amazing. In my day, it was the Vietnam War. We had a mission. We knew what we had to do. My dad's day, it was World War II. These kids today, they hate us over there. They hate us. Can you imagine what it must be like for these kids over there and they know that they hate you? You and I answer the call, just like the paramedics did, just like our first responders did. and just like everybody else does to this day, and they will next week, next year, and in the future. So I thank the mayor. I thank all the first responders. God bless you, every one of you. You can never thank them enough for what they did. The fire department, the New York Police Department, the servicemen and women of today. And I am a firm believer, and I know you are in your heart. You see a serviceman or woman, man, shake their hand, thank them, thank them. I don't care if they sit behind a desk in Fort Dix, thank them what they're doing, because that is our future, that is our entire being of being here. I thank you for your time. I hope I made some sense of what happened that horrific day in 9/11. And as I always say, thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Mayor Powers. Very nice speech. This time, could everyone bow their heads? I just want to have a short prayer. Lord, as our police, fire, ambulance personnel, or any other emergency service providers prepare to possibly be dispatched to their next incident or call, may you please look out for each and every one of them, and please keep them safe. May this country never have to deal with the tragic events we dealt with 10 years ago again. Thank you. Amen. If you haven't had a chance, there's a poster out in front of the statue for thanking our first responders, and we'd like the public to sign this if they could. And any emergency personnel out there, if you see anyone, please shake their hand and thank them for their service to our community. Thank you. Have a good night, and God bless America.